You're watching Day or Night X. X is for exotics. And this is Jackie Brown. She is a Cinna female. And I got this girl close to 2 years ago. Might be 2 years ago now. And she was a lot smaller when I got her, obviously. She was probably a few months removed from the egg when I got her. And the spider gene, as everybody should know by now, if you've watched my vids, and if you haven't, obviously subscribe. But if you haven't seen my vids, you know I'm a spider nut job, pastel nut job, anything reduced pattern, very simple one gene, recessive gene, het guy. That's kind of what I am. But every once in a while, I'll sprinkle in something that's not just blown out in my collection as far as repetition, and that's the cinnamon gene. And if you're a beginner, this is a 2-gene animal. This is a cinnamon and spider combo. And I often take this one outside mainly because you're able to see with the sunlight those beautiful platinum eyes she has. They are remarkable, and that's not the type of paint job you would think that you would get that kind of an eyeball coloration look on a ball python, but it's just for some reason, obviously with this combo and other combos, this is a unique thing to a Cinna, but it just looks really cool with the Cinna. Now, one thing I have noticed with her, one of the things I love about spiders in general, along with sugars and calicos, is that they have the potential of getting very high white sides to them, and obviously low white sides. But with females, you will hope that that white blushing would creep up on the sides, getting up onto well up onto the sides and onto the patterns and the flames. And this girl is flamed up, which you're going to see here in a second. Very unique coloration on her, and very unique patterns on her, which I love. She has the spider patterns, but she just has it's just real nice chunky lines to her. The patterns aren't very skinny and thin, going almost into a pinstripe look. Has a very good thick pattern to her, and I really love that. Now, as we get her into my hands, you can actually see her flames and coloration. Those flames when she was younger were actually more of a yellowish green color, and they have not faded at all. Those colors have really stayed intact. They have lessened in as far as how vivid the color is, but the greenish coloration is still on her. When it comes to her flames, you can actually still see a hint of a very light yellow greenish flame color to her. She has a slight wobble, but as she's grown, that has kind of gone away. That's not an issue at all. I rarely ever see her wobble, except when you see her in my hand. Maybe you'll see her kind of inverted a little bit, trying to find her equilibrium or trying to find something to grab onto. But almost all my ball pythons do that, especially at this age, where you know it just comes with it. The spider gene, a lot of people don't like to get them because of the wobble, and I'll do an extra vid on that at a separate time to go deeper in that. But her wobble is almost non-existent. She's a very chunky girl. She eats extremely well, and the Cinna, again, that cinnamon gene does a whole lot, just like the spider does a whole lot. I've seen some really brilliant cinnamon combos out there with ball pythons, to the fact that I kind of want to work with it a little bit more. I do want to do some darker projects in the future, and actually got a ball python in mind to kind of breed with a lot of my females to give me some darker projects, and she'll be definitely part of some of my darker projects. I got a perfect male for her, but with this girl, what I love about her is that she's really getting up to size very well. Now she has been off of feeding a little bit. This is straight out of a shed. She just shed maybe a day or two ago before this footage was taken. So this is as fresh of a Cinna as you're gonna get footage wise. And again, those eyes and those whites are starting to creep up a lot more. Each shed, those whites are starting to creep up more on those sides, and that's what I love the most. I just love high white spiders, and like I said, calicos and sugars and things like that. I just love the high white quality to them, and because it does help a lot with the color. It makes fading color look like it's still popping and vivid and rich, and all the lines and all the patterns on her are just looking just really nice. I love the blushing on her head. She has a lot going on to her, and she's looking better the older she gets. She really is starting to look and just amazing. She's definitely one of my more beautiful ball pythons in my collection, in my opinion. And I highly recommend them to anybody. And again, I highly recommend the Cinnamon Gene to anybody. This girl is a very good example of a ball python, even in temperament, because she is very laid back. The older she gets, that's also starting to be very helpful. I mean, she is so docile, but yet just curious enough where she's interested, and she, as you can see, just perfect. Just sits there, no big deal. She doesn't get freaked out by anything, just as calm as can be, and I love that. Beautiful specimen of ball python. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Be safe.